Welcome everybody. Hope everyone's excited for a great session today. Hey Stu, how you doing? Good to see you here. Hello. Welcome all. Great to see people joining already. We'll give it a few minutes, and we'll get cracking as soon as we've got a few more people here. Hey Leon, how you doing? Feel free to talk amongst yourselves in the comments. Leon and Stuart leading the way. Right, it's 4 o'clock. We'll give it a few more minutes. We'll let a few more people join, and we'll get started about 4:03, 4:04. Hey there, Ahmed. Good to have you here. Thanks you for joining. Thanks for joining. It looks like we've got people rolling in at the moment. So as I say, give us a few more minutes and we'll jump right in to the fun world of search and AI. Always talking about conversion rates, Ev. Love it, love it. So far, we're on our way. We're on our way to hitting a decent conversion rate. Keep on joining, guys. Keep on. Feel free to put say hi in the comments. It's always good to see who's in the session. Drop a comment, even just a little wave. It's always good to see. It's great to see that it's not just Seventh Element people in here. Good to see a nice little turnout. Hey Manu, how you doing? Lovely to see you. We're looking forward to this too, Manu. Hopefully everyone's going to learn something. Hopefully there's not too much fear mongering. Let's see if we can get it up to, I don't know, let's aim for 2025 and then we'll get cracking. So give it another minute or two. So we'll start very shortly. Anyone else in the chat ever done a LinkedIn Live? Let me know in the comments if you've ever done a LinkedIn Live. Let me know if you've got any tips. As I was saying, anyone else in there, feel free to leave a comment, say hi. We'll get cracking very soon. Here to learn from a pro. Hey, man, I love it. Oh, well, I'll do my best. I hope I don't disappoint. Hey, Sylvan, hope you're well. Glad you're looking forward to it. Hope I live up to it. Okay, we'll get cracking. Let's give it another 20, 30 more seconds and we'll get started. Hey, Mauricio, hope you're well. I'm afraid I can't help you with the interface. That's not something I can control, unfortunately. We'll leave some feedback. Okay, I think that's a good time now to get cracking. So I'll go on the smallest screen and let the presentation stand out because no one wants to see my face all big on the screen. So thank you all so much for joining. We really appreciate it. And we hope we're going to be able to give you an insightful session on something we're really passionate about. SEO, AI, it's everywhere. And it's been super important for us for a long time now. So I've been in digital, I'd say, about 15 years now. You can see in that picture, I had a lot less grey hair there. I've got a lot more grey hair, just showing my age. But I oversee the agency delivery at SeventhElement, and SEO is a massive part of what we do. Content marketing and SEO are really at the foundation of a lot of what we work on. So we're SeventhElement agency. We've been fueling digital success since 2009. As I mentioned, content and channel strategies really are our bread and butter. And believe it or not, our search engine experience actually predates Google and Bing. So I think we should have a little bit to say on the matter, and hopefully we know what we're talking about. And also, we've been testing AI for quite a long time now. And in fact, we've been testing AI for content and SEO pre-ChatGPT. And if you want to know more on the subject, on SEO especially, we've got loads of great content on our Fuel Room. We've got some of our content marketers in the house as well who are working on these. And stay tuned. Tomorrow we have a new blog going live on whether Search GBT is going to kill Google. So kind of very relevant. If you're interested in this topic of SEO and AI, I think that's going to be something you're probably going to be interested in. To see what the future of search holds. So before we get into all the Terminator, all the sci-fi, all the cool, is AI going to kill SEO? Are we all going to lose our jobs? Just a couple of house rules. So live Q&A at the end if time permits. I won't be doing Q&A as we go. Please do submit any questions in the comments. And as I say, at the end, we'll try and address as many comments as we can within the allotted time. But also, we'd encourage you to email anytime to hello@seventhelement.agency. Any questions, any challenges you're dealing with, anything you want to put forward, we'll do our best to get back and respond and obviously try and help out. Anyone who wants a copy of the presentation, the way the LinkedIn Live works, I don't have all your emails to hand right now, but anyone who wants a copy of the presentation, please just message hello@seventhelement.agency and we'll fire that back. All this material is yours to peruse and some bedtime reading and enjoy. Any feedback, any ideas, if you think I can improve my presentation skills, I'm all ears. Constructive criticism only, though, please, guys. So today, what are we covering? We're covering SEO and AI, right? And it's a look at really the current landscape and really how do you future-proof things. I think it's really important. What this isn't is we're not going to give you some cool, super great hacks and tips and a one-button SEO strategy, and you're going to solve all your SEO needs with the click of a button. So spoiler alert, and sorry to disappoint anyone, that is not this. We're not going to be going through individual like prompting and what have you. Please do like leave in the comments if that's something you're interested in and you want us to put a webinar on that, then please do let us know. But really, it's about reminding ourselves of the fundamentals and how SEO, how AI interacts with SEO nowadays, and how you can utilize SEO. What are the challenges, the risks, and where are the opportunities? How you can utilize it for real SEO transformation, and really importantly, future proofing, and those key principles that we live by whenever we're operating an SEO utilizing AI within the strategy. So why AI? I mean, it's everywhere, right? I mean, you can't turn on a news outlet or read a blog around digital without hearing something about AI, ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude. All the tools are utilizing, adopting AI, and it's really staggering, and it's really here. We are truly living in this age of AI, and it's only 57% of online content is AI generated, according to Forbes. Some experts estimate 90% by 2026. I mean, it's mind blowing. 50% of business content will be AI generated by 2025. That's not just blogs. That's not just copy. We're talking about all business content, according to Gartner, whether it be video, whether it be imagery, whether it be offline. And as I say, it's really here, and it's significant, and it's impacting the way we work across all digital marketing, not just SEO. But we have to bear in mind there are risks and there are issues, and content is such a big part of SEO. And this is the way we see the landscape today. It's full of spam. It's full of low value content. There's content everywhere. It's literally there's I'll give you an example. There, if you do a search for why I should eat an apple a day, there's 1 billion results. 1 billion Google results for just one search. And with AI, everyone churning out AI content, there's a real risk it's just going to get worse. It's going to be complete and utter chaos online with just content everywhere. And how is anyone ever going to compete and generate rankings? Well, the good news is the big platforms already see, they already know this. They're already planning for it, and they're already doing things to counteract this. But AI touches all elements of SEO in some way, shape, or form. And SEO isn't just about keywords. It's not about just creating a blog and optimizing a piece of content. There's a whole array of elements that go into SEO, whether it be on page, such as your content, your keywords, your image optimization, your internal link strategy. There's image SEO, there's video SEO, there's local SEO, there's Google My Business optimization, there's off-page SEO, building up a digital footprint, there's creating backlinks, guest posts, PR, and conducting an outreach strategy. And then there's technical, so making sure you have a secure, well-functioning site with clean code, making sure the UX is on point, the indexation is clean, and the site structure is great, and it's free of crawl errors. There's tons and tons of elements, and AI has use cases across all of them. Absolutely. And despite there being use cases for them, I think it's really important, more so than ever before, to understand that the good foundations of SEO and good SEO practices are evergreen. And it's all about expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So by all means, adopt AI in your strategy, but don't forget the foundations. It's all about the user. It's all about adding value. It's all about topicality. It's all about relevancy. It's all about good, clean on-page optimization and technical SEO, and having that authority. And throughout this, we believe in muscle memory. Throughout the presentation, you're going to hear me talk about this EAT, and it's part of the Google algorithm. It's a big part of the Google algorithm. They introduced this not too long ago to make sure that they're really prioritizing and pushing content that demonstrates experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And we'll touch on this a few more times, as I say. But it's not just us using Google. It's not just about how can we use AI to create some content. Google and the other platforms have been using AI for years now. And in order for you to adopt good AI, we really need to understand the algorithms. We need to understand what they're doing and why they're in place. Whether it be Bert in 2019, making sure that Google understands the intent behind searches and to have a better contextual understanding of search queries, understanding that relevancy is super important, making sure that, for example, with the mum update, that it's not just about copy, it's about text, images, video, gathering information in multiple languages. They're giving us lots of different signals and signs of how we need to operate and what works for good optimization. Most recently, and a very significant update, was what's called the helpful content update, which does what it says on the tin. It's about offering the user helpful content, prioritizing content that offers value. And it's really important that we have this mindset in place whenever we're operating SEO, and we're running SEO strategies, and we're implementing good SEO best practice, we're evaluating whether we adopt AI and how much AI we actually use within our strategy. Super important that we fall back and we understand the algorithms. And for many years it was Google. It was being, we optimize for Google, we do this for Google. Nowadays it's super important we consider Bing, obviously a Microsoft platform, ChatGPT, Microsoft, Copilot, Microsoft, LinkedIn, Microsoft. It's all about, now we've got to think about how do we optimize for Bing. A big part of that is conversational search. As I mentioned, Search GPT is on the horizon. Search GPT have just announced that backlinks are super important. So we need to start thinking about our backlink strategy and making sure that we are delivering good off-page SEO, good technical SEO, and we're not just optimizing for Google, we're also considering the other platforms. But most importantly, everyone's heard of ChatGPT, I'm sure. Most importantly, it is never been so important for a good SEO strategy and to have good, well-optimized, value-added content, because your content is feeding a lot of the AI tools. So value-add content, high authoritative content with good backlinks and good authority, good expertise, good thought leadership has never been so important in SEO and generating organic traffic. But it comes with its challenges when we're talking AI. It's super important that we bear in mind that there isn't that one size fits all approach, and there isn't a click of a button to completely radicalize your SEO with AI. So we look at a number of different we look at a number of different use cases and how we can use it, but fundamentally we need to understand the true risks of AI. And Neil Patel, a big influencer within the SEO space, he ran a survey on the risk perception, and it's funny that in marketing, AI in marketing, the risk perception marries up almost identically to AI in SEO risks. So we have to understand those algorithms. There's risks of violating Google AI and spam policies. One of the number one questions I've had in potentially the last year with current clients is, how can we adopt AI? Should we be doing more AI? Should we just be doing all our content with AI? And I always say the same thing. You can do that, and you may or may not be penalized by Google for doing that. But I can guarantee you're not going to generate quality organic traffic if you do that. And fundamentally, what are we trying to rank for? We're trying to rank to generate organic traffic. And in our experience, AI content doesn't perform well in SEO over time. It just doesn't, unless it's drip fed, unless it's optimized, unless it's humanized. So failing short of meeting the EAT guidelines or not considering UX or user journey, or content that maybe is unreliable because we can't always trust the AI tools to spit out completely accurate content. Any of you that's been using it for a while, I'm sure you've seen that you get some spurious results sometimes, and you may have to go back a few times. So there's also ethical complications and risks. And one of the biggest issues is content being too similar or robotic, killing your authenticity. So what I come back to is, I don't know if many people know this, but most of the language models use this. They use the same model. So ChatGPT uses the same language model as many other tools, such as Jasper, which has been going on way before ChatGPT came around in terms of AI content. Now, with that, there comes a big risk. The only difference being the user interface. So you risk having the same content being churned out, and if it's not unique, then it doesn't offer value. And if it's not unique, then you have the potential to be penalized. But more likely, your content is not going to rank well. Another thing we learned from a recent leak of the Google algorithm. So Google normally keeps its algorithm quite hush-hush. They release little bits and pieces of information. The experts analyze and study and feedback to us SEOs what we need to focus on and what we believe the algorithm, how it's changed and what have you. And actually, recently there was a big leak that happened where we learned a lot more about the algorithm than ever before. And we can see that it's not only that AI content may be penalized, but also it's the frequency in which content is distributed. If you go and release 100 pieces of content all at once, you're going to probably do yourself damage in terms of rankings. It's about consistency, about regularity. It's about feeding that over time and having that humanization within the process, and fundamentally leaning back on the EAT algorithm, making sure we have that expertise, that authority, that trust coming through. So I'm sure a lot of people are here for some of the opportunities, like what can you do with SEO? What are the use cases? And there's loads. And AI will be shaping the way we operate SEO in the future. We're already able to conduct a lot of research. It's only going to get better. The predictions and trends are going to get more sophisticated. The content creation, while I think now, at this point, I think the content creation is mediocre at best. It will improve. It will get better. You will be able to optimize even more effectively and feed it more information to understand the landscape even better. Translation and kind of UX and US journey and code are all very strong points when it comes to adopting AI within your SEO strategy. But it's all about, at this point, is how can we be more productive? How can we free ourselves up more time to conduct the tasks and the elements that really make a difference to the strategy? How can we free ourselves up time to get more creative? How can we create better, more value add content? How do we really bring our thought leaders into the picture? And there are ways to really utilize AI for SEO transformation. Whenever we're starting any project, we always start off with audit, strategy, planning in place. And we're already using SEO in our keyword research, competitor analysis. It's great for content analysis, and we often use it for ideation. We'll get the ball rolling. We'll start the process by creating a load of ideas, just get the juices flowing, and then we come in with that expertise. We understand the brand a lot more than any AI platform ever will do, and then we go from there. But it's a great way to get things flowing and give you some ideas. And understanding kind of search intent, user intent, who are the user, demographics, things like that. One of the most important things I always tell all my clients is when it comes to SEO, topic clusters are key to success. What the search engines are looking for is they want a website with a very comprehensive, well-structured, easy to navigate cluster of content around a topic. preferably you have the most comprehensive topic cluster out there. And we can use the AI tools to give us ideas to map out topic clusters. And then comes in the expertise. Then comes in an SEO expert, a content marketing expert, to put their additional touches on there. And that's where the real magic happens. But getting things started and freeing up time for more creativity, more brainstorming internally is where SEO can really flourish. And just able to make those fast decisions. And then there's technical, like AI and technical go hand in hand. And there's a number of tools you can adopt for improving your technical SEO. Structured data, creating schema markup, which will help you rank in featured snippets. Creating regex patterns to cleanse huge data pools. Maybe you want to, for example, create a string and a pattern that you can then upload to Search Console, and then you can have it pick out trends and ideas from all your keywords your current site is ranking. There's ways to clean up your code and create efficient and fast code, and real-time analytics insights. Anything data led, and when you're coming to data crunching data, cleansing data, it really stands out. And it can save awful amounts of time. And then content. I think content and on-page are probably the most popular use cases for AI within SEO. And that's that content creation and optimization, metadata creation, especially doing it in bulk. Just again, free yourself, and give yourself more time to focus on some of those potentially high intent rankings. It will help you optimize for featured snippets and rich snippet, where, for example, you rank on position 0 on Google, or you have your results in people also ask questions. Google isn't just about that organic ranking anymore. And the AI tools, a ChatGPT, a Claude, is well versed on how to optimize for featured snippets. Voice search is a massive one. Again, going back to the algorithm and that natural language, making sure that you have that natural language within your content and optimize for that. You can do that with AI tools. Translation's a no-brainer as well, providing your fact checking and your checking and what have you. And there's many local SEO uses as well. And then off-page. So you can do a lot of research with AI tools, understanding your links, understanding your link analytics, finding opportunities for placing backlinks, fixing broken links, toxic link management, optimizing your anchor text and your internal linking strategy. And whenever we're trying to build backlinks, we often are operating an outreach strategy where we're really there can be long negotiation process. We want to tailor and personalize and build up relationships with publishers. So we're doing a lot of personalization in emails, and that's where AI again comes into its own. You can really personalize outreach. You can automate the flows. You can have response management, and again, really effectively speeding up your time and allowing you to focus on more creativity. And another question I get all the time is do we need to do SEO? Is SEO dead? Are we losing now a lot of potential organic traffic to AI tools? Yes, potentially. How do we feed the AI tools? With great SEO. And SEO, there's another thing SEO can't do, and the most important consideration here, whenever you're adopting AI, in my humble opinion, is to make sure there's a cross section between AI and humanization, and they should work and integrate together. So leveraging human experience and creativity. The old adage is content is king. I'd argue now context is king. If everyone's churning out content with AI tools, where's the uniqueness? Where's the value add? Where's the authority or the expertise? And that's where context, giving examples, showcasing your thought leaders, expert opinion, expert quote, that those elements are so important in this day in SEO. That's something that the tools just cannot do. You can flag a lot of issues with AI. You can run AI You can run SEMrush. One of the biggest SEO tools has AI features. As I say, you can flag issues, but you can't solve deep technical problems like site restructuring. AI tools will not understand business goals and requirements and nuances of a business and an organization. And then cultivating EAT. One of my favorites, one of my most important, as I mentioned, I'm going to repeat this throughout the session. You can't use, it's impossible to use AI to cultivate EAT. End of. There is no AI tool, at least at this point in time, that can create expertise. And what you can create, you can have it add citations, you can add data, but that we want expert, authoritative thought leadership, and that comes from showcasing your thought leaders and your expertise that the organization has. And it's super important to avoid content filters. If you're just churning out AI content, you're not going to avoid AI spam filters. So that's where the human oversight comes in. We may create an outline, and AI is brilliant for that. Creating your outline, making sure you cover every angle, and then one of our copywriters, one of our content marketing experts or SEO experts will then work and build out the copy, flesh it out, optimize it for to meet all the algorithm needs. So it's that marriage of AI and humanization that's super important. Building relationships for link building. I mentioned outreach strategies. We've had some amazing placements over the years. We wouldn't have got placements on publishers like The Economist if we were just using programmatic or a system in place or some automation without building a relationship. It was that backwards and forwards negotiating, catering to their needs and working out the best foot forward. That's what built us those relationships and allows us to repeat the process. And prioritizing ROI, I think that's really important. As I mentioned, is how do you tell an AI system some of the nuances and the business goals, and using expert judgment and opinion. Sometimes there's no substitution for experience. There's no substitution. A business owner or a senior leader is going to understand the nuances of their own business far better than any AI tool will. And that's where that expertise and that understanding and long-term ROI is super important. And one of our biggest hurdles as SEOs is trying to create content and optimize for SEO best practice and making sure it adheres to brand guidelines and brand requirements and needs. That's something that is one of our biggest challenges. And there's no way an AI tool is ever going to be able to do that. Well, at least not at this point in time. We often have to find that middle ground between SEO best practice and brand to achieve the rankings we're going for, but also make sure that it represents the brand in the best possible light. It doesn't cause any issues around trust. As I say, it adheres to the EAT algorithm requirements. So I think the takeaway here is, yes, there are many use cases for AI, and there's many useful tools for AI. We've tried, I can't tell you how many tools we've tried over the course of the last the last few years. I tend to personally, I use ChatGPT a lot. I use Claude a lot. I use SEMrush's AI feature. We've tested all those on the list at some point in time. And the key takeaway is, firstly, you do not underestimate the importance of humanization, of creativity, and interrogate the output. Is it helpful? Does it offer value? And is it high quality? And does it adhere to Google's guidelines? If the answer is no to any of those questions, then don't automate. You're wasting your time. As I mentioned, you may not get penalized. You may not see huge decreases in high intent keyword rankings, but you won't generate organic traffic. So fundamentally, you're wasting your time. And the chances are, even though you may not be penalized, the chances are you're going to be flagging spam filters, and there's a good chance you may see a drop in rankings, especially if you're aggressive on the AI content. So is it unique? Does it offer value? And is it high quality? And as I say, I'm by no means discounting the use of AI. I think you'd be crazy not to use AI within your SEO strategy. But it's about future-proofing it, right? It's about doing things now that we can predict are going to be important within the next 6 months, the next year, the next 3 years. And as SEOs, that's what we do all the time. We've been saying for years, it's about value-added content. It's about thought leadership. It's about having unique content, building topic clusters, having more comprehensive, better content than your competitors. And that's not going to change. You need to be thinking about, how do I make the best piece of content here? How do we offer value? How do we make sure we have an awesome architecture and an awesome navigation? How do we make sure that users can find our content seamlessly and easily and quickly? The site is super quick, and it's not making a user burn more data than they need to. If, let's say, someone's on a mobile device on the train and they have limited amount of data every month, if your site is the code is bloated and your images are really big, you're stealing their data fundamentally. So that's one of the reasons why Google will think, if your core vitals are at X point and your competitors' core vitals are better, and your content's similar, you're both experts, you both got good authority, which one are they going to prioritize? They're going to prioritize the website that's fast, that's quick, that has efficient code. And then potentially it's two competing websites, and the code and the core vitals are all very similar. They all pass, they're all slick. Then what are they going to look for? They're going to look for which website allows the user to find the content easiest. It's not 10 clicks away from the content they're looking for. They're not rummaging around the website for 5 minutes trying to find just what they're looking for. They're looking around the website because they're interested in different content. And it's getting a lot more sophisticated at tracking user behavior and understanding user behavior. So build that expertise. Make sure that your site is secure and trustworthy. Make sure you've got that humanization occurring all the time. It's offering real creativity, real value, and comply with those algorithms, and use AI to stay ahead. Leverage it as best you can, but use it for analytics, use it for research, content creation, optimization, creating outlines, trends, forecasting. These are all amazing use cases. But you don't have to be an expert in AI to make this happen. You just got to be smart about integrating it into your strategy. And as I said, anyone that wants this presentation, please do email hello@seventhelement.agency. You'll get a copy of this. And what we've done in the back of this, we've put our 7 principles for using AI in SEO. Everything we've covered rolled into 7 key points. And if you live by this and you use AI efficiently and effectively, you'll be future-proofing your organization's SEO and hopefully organic traffic for years to come. And we have a process that we use that we've developed over the years for content marketing and SEO. But what I will say is that every project that we work on, every brand, every industry, they're all different. So we have our process from audit all the way through to measuring success and refining and evolving and optimizing all the work we're doing. And AI, as I mentioned, touches every one of those parts without fail. We use AI in every one of those parts. But it needs that tailored approach, that expertise to really make the difference. So if you've got any questions, if you've got any challenges, please do feel free to email us. we hopefully have touched on some really key questions, some really key points here. And I really hope that it's food for thought, and that you don't. We're really passionate about sustainability. That's sustainability of many things. The more content we create, the more spam we create, the more data centers we need. And I really think that we need to be mindful that we are creating content that really is valuable, really adds to it, and we're not causing more waste online. I think that's something that I will kind of leave you guys with. We have a little bit of time here for some questions. So I do see that the comments are flowing, and there's lots of comments happening. And I'm just going to stop on a few that pique my interest as I go through. There's a certain degree of addiction when using AI. I couldn't agree more. Could this lead to degradation of content originality in the long term? Absolutely. I think we need to be remembering, why are we using AI tools? That's the fundamental consideration. Why are we using AI, and what am I getting out, and what is the output I'm getting? Is it speeding up time? Great, but is the output of the level it needs to be for uniqueness, for value add? Will a user really gain value from this piece of content I've just created, and they can't find it 100 other places, or there's not a unique angle or a unique spin on it, or we haven't given some additional insight? I think these are all the considerations here that we want to focus on. Some questions here. So from Perry: if people are searching for apple a day questions and assuming that it gets answered immediately by AI, where does that leave the 1 billion bits of content? And moreover, if I was an Apple salesman, how do I get more sales? Well, that's the heart of it, Perry, right? That is literally it. And going back to, you have to have good SEO optimization to make sure your content is feeding in to these tools. And Google is really good at rooting out content that it doesn't need to show. So there is potentially no point in you writing a standard apple a day piece of content with no other additional value to it, no other insights. There's no, you haven't done a recent study, you haven't got recent information that's going to critique everything else out there. You haven't got expertise that people really see as an authority. And this is where we go back to it's that thought leadership, it's that authority that makes the difference. So how do you get more sales? How do you get more leads? Well, if I'm an Apple salesman, I'm going to go and commission a new study to show even more value of eating an apple, and I'm going to then create a really rich piece of content around that. And then I'm going to have experts feed into it, so that I've now got a unique piece of content that's the latest insight out there on apple eating. And this is the definitive, now seen as the definitive guide. We've got lots of authority. And now that's how I'm going to push my way up the rankings. And then I'm going to make sure that if a user comes to my apple a day piece of content and study, that around that, I've got everything else they need to know. Maybe I've got lots of key information about other fruits to eat and the value in them. So I'm building that topic cluster. So I'm seen as the go-to site and the authority within that space. I hope that kind of answers to it. We're not sitting here saying that creating apple a day content is redundant. We're saying you've got to add some real value here. One from Manu: are AI created images as frowned upon as words and as impacting as AI words? They are less talked about. I think the reason they're less talked about is because they're harder to come by. So if you've got the premium version of ChatGPT that's integrated with DALL-E and you can create your images. We've tested a number of tools for AI images. My biggest bugbear with them is you can't correctly and probably implement your brand guidelines effectively enough. And whether they're frowned upon or not is no, in terms of but that's because you're unlikely to create an identical image and use an identical image. You're likely to create your own unique image, or preferably you're creating your own unique image. So you can use AI created images to the cows come home. But again, where are you using them? Are they optimized? And are you offering value with them? So, for example, LinkedIn's algorithm, they don't want you spamming the people's timelines with content and images that offer no value. If you get no engagement, you're not going to be shown. So what's the point of creating these images if they don't do anything, if they don't work, if they're just spammy images the same as everything else? Again, it comes down to, what are you actually offering? Where's the value? Where's the expertise? Where's the authority that you're accompanying it with? Where's the optimized post that is hopefully feeding LinkedIn's algorithm? And again, if you're creating images that are that have no value, and you're seeding them to a social media platform, for example, don't expect any engagement, don't expect any reach on the back of it. I hope that answers that the question. But are they frowned upon? No. I mean, if you can create high quality images on AI, then yeah, by all means, give it a go. I find that, again, we need our designers to really push the creativity, the uniqueness, and adhere strictly to brand guidelines. Some of the organizations we work with, there's no margin for error there. So there's not much we can really do with AI created images, unless it's maybe for our own blog, for example. We sometimes use AI images, and sparingly in social media. So that takes us to the end of the session. So what I'd ask for is, anyone who wants the presentation, please send an email, and we'll fire that over. Any more questions? I appreciate I haven't had a chance to answer everyone's question, but any more questions, please do send an email. We'll go through these, and we'll respond via a comment to any questions I didn't have a chance to make. And please stay tuned for tomorrow's Fuel Room post around Search GBT. Is it going to kill Google? And please, please feel free to post any feedback, any ways you think we can improve, and hot topics. Any hot topics you want to see a LinkedIn Live for. We'd love to put some more content together and answer any further questions, any further kind of content topics that you'd really like to see from us. So anyway, I hope everyone learned something. My message to you is, AI is not going to take all our jobs. Us SEOs are safe, and hopefully it allows us all to create some really strong value add content. And on that note, thank you very much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And any other questions, we'd love to hear from you.